The unmaking of a life. Elias met Clara on a rainy Tuesday. She was a single mom with eyes the color of sea glass and a laugh that made the mundane feel cinematic. He fell fast and hard. He didn't just love Clara, he loved their little life, which included her 6-year-old son, Leo. Leo was a whirlwind of scraped knees and curiosity, his biological father, a man named Marcus, being a distant, sporadic shadow in his life. Elias committed to them both, seeing himself as the anchor they deserved. But beneath Elias's easy charm lay a deep, festering insecurity. He yearned to be Leo's only father figure, the true patriarch. This need twisted into an irrational jealousy of Marcus, the phantom limb in their happy unit, and eventually, a simmering resentment toward Leo himself, the living proof of Clara's past. One late summer afternoon, a minor argument about a broken toy escalated into something sinister. In a moment of absolute, terrifying rage, a flash of self-pity and fury that eclipsed every decent thought, Elias pushed Leo down the basement stairs. The silence that followed was louder than any scream. Elias was arrested that night. The tragedy shattered Clara, extinguishing the light he had so desperately loved. He confessed everything, unable to bear the weight of his monstrous act. He was convicted and sentenced to life. Cell Block C. The maximum security prison was a concrete tomb, a universe away from the cozy life Elias had destroyed. Years bled into decades. Elias, a once vibrant man, became gaunt, quiet, and haunted. One morning, a new man was assigned to his cell block, Cell 18B, just 3 doors down. He was a large, stoic man with a tired face and eyes that held a profound, bottomless grief. Elias learned his name, Marcus. He had been convicted of an unrelated, non-violent crime, a desperate act of fraud fueled by poverty following the loss of his son. They avoided each other for months, 2 ghosts sharing the same sad air. Then, one blistering summer day in the dusty, caged-in yard, Marcus saw Elias struggling to reach a book high on a common area shelf. Marcus wordlessly retrieved it for him. "Thanks," Elias mumbled, his throat tight. Marcus just nodded, starting to walk away, but then he stopped. He turned back, his face unreadable. "I know who you are," Marcus said, his voice flat, devoid of heat or malice. Elias froze. I know who you are too." "I'm sorry, Marcus." "I don't expect you to believe that, but I am." Marcus slowly approached. "Sorry isn't a word that exists for me anymore. Not for that." He looked Elias dead in the eye, and Elias braced for a blow, a justifiable explosion. Instead, Marcus leaned against the concrete wall and let out a long, weary sigh. He was a good kid, Leo. Always asking why. Loved dinosaurs. You know what he called a T-Rex? Elias's chest seized. He hadn't spoken Leo's name or even thought about him in a specific, tender way in years. "No," he whispered. "The king lizard." Marcus offered a ghost of a smile, a fleeting moment of paternal pride. "It's hard to remember good things in here. You get tired. You get so tired of being the only person who knows what you've lost." In that moment, an impossible, grotesque bond formed between them. Marcus didn't see the man who had taken his son. He saw a man who, like him, was eternally damned by the same tragedy, a living monument to his own loss. For Elias, Marcus wasn't a figure of blame, but the only person in the world who truly understood the depth of the crime and the weight of the grief. They were 2 poles of the same devastating electrical current. They didn't become friends in the traditional sense, but companions in shared suffering. They talked about the prison's lousy food, the heat, the arbitrary rules. Occasionally, rarely, they would speak of Clara and of Leo, never blaming, never forgiving, just remembering. They were 2 broken men, existing in the shadows of the king lizard's memory, finding a twisted, silent solace in the fact that they were the only 2 people left who could still say his name. In the end, their friendship was not a journey of redemption, but a silent, ongoing penance, a final, unimaginable twist in a love story that had devoured everything it touched.